What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Turtle Pan, and I'm sitting here with Fig and Limitless today. And today we are going to do a new show for you. Today we are going to do GameHead. Basically, we're going to sit down, talk about gaming news, and just chit chat and just talk about gaming, bullshit about different things. So yeah, how y'all guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
doing all right.
Same old. It's all good. But yeah, people, it's a new little show video. What you talking about? We just sit down and bullshit. So yeah, we're gonna come at you with some news and headlines and stuff in the gaming community. So first off, I want to talk about this GaymerX2, GAYMER, the second annual convention that celebrates the lesbians, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer gaming community. Has made its initial funding goal of $10,000 after only 2 days of being on Kickstarter. That's okay. So,
I'm a little bit surprised that this is actually a thing. It's, I guess, in my mind, it's only a matter of time now where you have video games themselves that are specifically targeted for this market. And if you are in this demographic, then I don't have a single problem with that. But I doubt that you're going to enjoy being pandered to. So enjoy your convention, though, guys.
Yeah, my thing is that I'm not too surprised that they have something like this, because I think one thing with the gaming community that's always been a bit of a sore spot when someone who's outside the gaming community kind of looks at is that it can be very misogynistic and very homophobic.
Definitely about these little kids on Xbox Live and stuff.
Yeah, even though they say the terms that they're throwing out has changed, if you are a homosexual or bisexual or whatnot, it's still the same. I mean, it's they still will take insult to it for the most part. I mean, some don't care. The more gaming type ones don't care. And also, you have to realize, kind of like with Penny Arcade Expo, that they had all those weird things about the Dick Wolves type of scenario that PAX put out, and there was all this controversy, and then I think it was Gabe saying a lot of stuff like transgendered people are just or like bad or just evil people, making a lot of the people who are coming to the convention. And let's be real here, when it comes to gaming conventions, comes to nerd related conventions, you're gonna get people who are enthusiasts about gaming.
The full spectrum.
But you get the full spectrum. You're going to get people who are like, quote unquote, the outcasts. And a lot of them are going to be people who are the gays and the lesbians and the bisexuals out there. And I think probably an insult to them is when Penny Arcade said, "Oh, we'll make a safe zone for you, so that way we can pander to you." And that was, I think, that brought this on, because it was like, screw your safe zone. That's even more insulting.
Yeah, exactly. You put them all in a circle for everybody else to, like that. I remember hearing about that. That's definitely stupid. I think it's cool that they're having their own convention and everything. Like, it's pretty tight. But what's up with just the word of queer? Like right here, you got funding stretch. All right, funding stretch goals will allow the organize. Oh, I just missed. Y'all know how I am, people. Y'all know I got that fucking
Organization.
Yeah, whatever. Y'all know how I talk. It's all good. I didn't play the context. But anyway, the stretch goal will allow to produce full color programs with original art by queer designers. It says that too. Like, why are they using that word specifically?
Yeah, is this actually a marketing term?
Yeah,
I can't believe that.
It'd be a cosplay contest, a party,
downright ham-fisted and rude.
Yeah, that's what I feel as well. Like, if I told a couple of my friends who are gay, like, hey, there's a convention for gamers and people like that, they're like, oh, cool, just for gay people? Like, yeah, well, it's not just, but it's pretty much organized by that. And he goes, oh yeah, for queers as well. They will look at me like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
what?
Exactly. Like,
I go, is this a trap?
Yeah.
I don't know. It definitely sounds weird that they're using that one word. I don't know. Definitely, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's just weird.
If you were involved in one of these alternative lifestyles and you yourself are offended by being referred to by marketers as queer, drop us a line in the comments. We want your opinion. Because I can't speak to this effect. Even as a brony, it being like one of these groups that's singled out and pointed and laughed at.
That you horse faggot. He's like, see?
Because, I mean, that's already what we actually do, is we corral ourselves off. But corral. But we set this up ourselves. We didn't have, packs, like, putting it together for us.
Yeah,
So, leave us a line in the comments, because that just seems wrong somehow.
Yeah, and one thing I do hope the convention actually covers is less of a area that, oh, hey, let's all celebrate gaming. We just happen to be gay people. I hope it turns more into, hey, what can we do to kind of change the overall dialogue of gamers and how they treat homosexuals in the gaming sphere, so it's more welcoming. Just like when some people talk about, females getting into gaming, that more females are becoming more and more open now with their gaming love, which even 10 years ago, unless they were the most hardcore gamers, a lot of females didn't want to talk online. They didn't want to mention they like gaming because it was a giant stigma on it. And hopefully the gamer conference is something that it brings some type of like a voice saying, hey, you're the gay people are here, they like gaming, they want to be part of this, but they just don't want to feel like victims. They want to be part of this. And heck, if they make games that, the Dragon Age, heck, even Mass Effect has had scenarios where you could have a homosexual relationship in there if you felt like it. I don't view that as pandering. I think that's probably the best case scenario if you are a gay person.
I had sex with a robot in Saints Row 4. What's up?
Exactly.
No, Saints Row 4
has been allowing same-sex relationships for a decade now.
You can't do that too. You can, have sex with a man, or if your girl have sex, but you basically have sex with everybody that's on the ship, including the robot. I thought that was funny. Anyway, well, that's enough of that. Let's So next thing, Kiefer Sutherland, is that how you say his name right?
Yep.
Yeah. He says he's contribute to an unannounced Mortal Kombat game. So yeah, he said I did a Mortal Kombat. He said it's such a huge game, but it's not like Metal Gear Solid 5. And yeah, I hate that he's taking over the role of Metal Gear Solid 5 just because I've been, what's his name again?
David Hayter.
Exactly. I've been listening to him for so long.
Snake and always will be for us.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of old news. But yeah, back to the Mortal Kombat thing. So it's been since 2011 since the other Mortal Kombat game was out. So yeah, it's been about time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
One of the other people said at San Diego Comic-Con in 2003, other people said he was working on the best time to launch a new Mortal Kombat movie and wanted to sync it with the release of a new, currently unannounced game. So yeah, looks like we're getting a new Mortal Kombat movie. Hopefully the movie is as good as Mortal Kombat 2 Armageddon.
Oh,
I've heard really good things about the web series.
It's a joke, but yeah.
Wow, I was to say, I was like, I'm about to hang up on this call right now. But you thought Armageddon, like
I like the first one, but the second one was
the first one I go so far as to call a film. It's enjoyable. It's dumb, but it's fun.
I wonder how they're going to do it.
The second one is just a god awful piece of trash.
Are they going to stick with live action, or I wonder how they're going to do it. But yeah, and I don't watch that on the web series. I never watched it either. I heard it was good. They did have Mortal Kombat web series. Like it was on Machinima at one point, I think.
There was actually a web series, like a secret web series before that Machinima web series that got a lot of attention because it was a almost realistic version of Mortal Kombat. They changed all the characters to make it almost like a crime drama. Yeah. And it was it's worth looking up because it's actually really awesome. Because they made Baraka an assassin, and he actually had
always loved him.
Yeah, and instead of making him like some type of alien, he was just like one of those guys who had like tattoos and shaved his teeth, and he was like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Cool. So
I don't know. That doesn't sound like Baraka to me, but I understand it. They made it for more realistic, and I understand that. But yeah.
Yeah, it was like one of those. They kept the names, they kept the overall idea of things, but the whole point was, I think it was Sub-Zero was I forgot what the roles how they switched, but like Sub-Zero was like the hard-nosed detective guy going after Scorpion, who ended up being like some mob boss assassin type of guy. It was just
sounds
really
weird.
Yeah, you have to watch it, but it was really, really well done. It
sounds weird for the Mortal Kombat universe, but yeah, I understand.
That's cool. but it was one of those things of this miniseries that came on Machinima came from that, but of course they were like, okay, we can't do it that way. We have to go back to the traditional Mortal Kombat way. But the same director and writer, he made that side story, made the miniseries on Machinima.
Bro, that's cool. I definitely hope that the next movie does well because I like the first Mortal Kombat movie, but then again, if you look at game movies mostly nowadays, they always usually Yeah, I remember the animated Mortal Kombat movie that came around the same time as the first movie.
I saw that once when I was a kid.
It was horrible.
About as well as the second one.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
as far
yeah.
as Mortal Kombat games, like I've played all of them and they kind of went downhill. But when this last Mortal Kombat came out, they definitely stepped up the game and redid it like it was a reboot or whatever. And yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty awesome. I definitely enjoyed it a lot. So I definitely can't wait to see what they're gonna do next. Was it Mortal Kombat 10 basically? But that's what
Basically,
it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, basically. But if they rebooted it, what are they gonna do now? It's gonna be Mortal Kombat 2. Like,
Well, here's the thing. They actually did Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 already. That's what the story mode covered in Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
So
yes,
pretty much
yeah,
from here
yeah,
on out
Yeah,
is open game.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Actually,
Just
they
yeah.
really should just call it Mortal Kombat 5 then.
Exactly.
All right, so Gearbox is suing over Duke Nukem right now. The current owner of Duke Nukem, Gearbox, of course, has filed a suit against Apogee Software and Intercept Entertainment over because they released at a website not too long ago for a teaser about Duke Nukem Mass Destruction. Supposedly, it's supposed to be like kind of like a 3D top-down action role-playing type thing, like kind of like the other Duke Nukems, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Gearbox is now suing them. So yeah, we're not going to get that game, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Gearbox
But
is well
really-
within their rights.
Yeah, pretty much. They bought it.
Yeah, exactly. That's their IP or whatever.
And,
Like,
Apogee was
I-
only ever a software publisher to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Gearbox, they owned it and they have the all right to make one real game with Duke Nukem because I don't blame Gearbox for Duke Nukem Forever because that they basically bought and
They
inherited
did exactly what they could.
They did.
Yeah,
I think it was
yeah.
a big pile of crap, and they just
Okay,
basically went, "Okay, let's finish this."
I bought it for like $5 during the Steam sale, and I was happy with $5 playing it. But if I would have bought it full price, yeah, I would have. No.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the worst game ever.
No, like for
but-
$5, I enjoyed it because like it's a Steam
I
sale.
think LGR said it best. It's Duke frickin' Nukem. What else do you
Yeah.
expect?
Well, yeah, you got yeah. It's like it's all the raunchy stuff and stuff like that, and like he's still saying his horrible one-liners on it. Shit, it's Duke Nukem. That's.
Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
Other people expected some other stuff from him because it's it's new, it's the new days and new technology and blah blah. But it still kind of felt like an old Duke Nukem game. But then again, like I said, like they couldn't do nothing with it. They inherited what they had. Kind of same way with like 2K and THQ. They took over the wrestling license. They couldn't do nothing by the time they got the license. They just had to work on what THQ already had.
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty much. And
Yeah.
and like I said, the goal of Duke Nukem for me, and I bet you they knew that this game was one probably not going to sell super great, but also that the backlash on it might be hard. But I think their number one goal was to say we actually finished it. Someone actually finished this game. I think it was more for posterity than
Yeah.
actually anything else.
That,
So
that
it's a
game
fucking
needed to be
12 or 15 years,
buried
something like
10
that.
years ago, or see the light of day. And they'd passed the 10-year expiry date a minute past.
Yeah.
Y'all got a few things in your head you want to talk about real quick?
This Oculus Rift running out of parts. I find that great because it means they're selling the crap out of their dev kits.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing what happens with it when it's like fully available and everything
Any
like
gamer
that.
worth his salt, especially '90s kids.
Virtual Boy,
like
R Zone.
like virtuality and some of the stuff that was actually in arcades. Like we've been salivating over this stuff for 20 years now, and we're
Yeah.
nearing a commercial launch for the Oculus. So here's hoping they come through this little hiccup, relatively unscathed.
As far as the
because
device
I want
itself,
one.
is that as far as the device itself, like a lot of people are liking it, and yeah, I definitely want to see how it does, and I can get into that. Put like virtual reality. I want to play Skyrim like that. That'd be so cool, bro. Look up and look down. Just
Flight sims.
like you're actually
Imagine
in the
playing
game.
like Free Space 2 on that thing. Just
This
look at
is
the
why I got
look.
high hopes for it. I hope it does real well, man. Definitely. But yeah,
Yeah.
it sold more than 50,000 units, but it suspended sales because certain components used in the developer kit is no longer available. That's what happened with that.
Yeah, and I hope it does well. And I also feel that this has more application than just gaming. This is going to go into anything from medical industry to the engineering industry. I think it's going to have a lot of implication
Uses.
and
One of
uses
those
out.
applications that it could go anywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
you could have space robots out there being controlled by a guy on Earth with a PlayStation controller and an Oculus Rift, like exploring Mars from the safety of mission control.
Exactly, and I think that's where it's gonna go to, and I think that's one of the reasons why the former head of id Software decided to leave and go to Oculus, because heck, he already has a company that's trying to make something go to space. He's part of that privatized space exploration project already,
Yeah.
and he sees that. So I think that's what he sees, and a lot of people go, "Oh, it's gaming." I think gaming is going to be the consumer product version of it, and they're going to sell a scientific business side version of it. That's probably going to be what the majority of their money is going to come from.
Yeah, I definitely see that happening too. Definitely a cool little device. I hope it does well and everything. And yeah, so what the hell is Candy Crush? So apparently 93 million people are playing it daily.
Christ sakes.
It's
Facebook
bejeweled.
game. Yeah.
It's bejeweled.
I've never played a Facebook game at all.
I tried Farmville for like a day just to see. I was curious. I go, what is Farmville? And I started clicking around. I'm like, this is horrible. Why would anyone want to play this? I click on a couple things. I started building my farm. I'm like, oh, okay, this seems like maybe Harvest Moon, the easy version. And all of a sudden it goes, please wait like 7 hours, or you can spend this amount of money to make your crops grow faster.
Oh god.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh,
that.
delete.
I'm
like,
pay to
delete.
win. Yeah, I'm not doing that shit. So the Xbox One, y'all heard of plenty of games are not actually being, in 1080 on it compared to the PS4. Well, there's another one now. Thief is only going to be 900p on the Xbox One instead of 1080. PS4, 1080, of course.
And right next to that headline on GameSpot,
Hey, it says at least it's not 720.
Metal Gear Solid 5 will be running at 720p on the Xbone as opposed to 1080 on the PS4. So
Yeah,
that's just another nail in Microsoft's coffin.
It's another nail in my purchase for a PlayStation 4 eventually.
Yeah, but here's the thing that I always tell people, because people who are going to be listening to this, and of course us, we really care about the 1080p and the 720p and all that kind of stuff.
Some people just don't know. It's like, what do you mean 60 frames a second and 1080p? It's like, dude, you go over to a
Once
PC
you see
and
the difference.
like I was a
You
console
know it.
fanboy. I was a console fanboy and all that shit before I got my PC. And once I actually got it, yeah, like there's definitely a difference when you're doing 1080 and 60 frames a second instead of 720 and 30.
Yeah, and it's going to come down to the games. I always tell people this, that it's going to come down to the games. That if Microsoft was very smart on getting Titanfall to be at least a one game, and a lot of people forget about this.
Still get it
It's
on
not
PC.
yeah, it's going to be on PC, but here, let's be real here. PC, yes, is a
There
growing
was no-
market, but it's nowhere near console. It's just
You mentioned Titanfall. Titanfall had 2 million players on a beta at least.
yeah.
You know how many people
that's
playing Call of Duty
surprising,
during that time? Like barely any. Yeah, no. I'm gonna wait and see how it does and see what everybody else says about it when it actually officially is out. Yeah. Y'all do know there's no single player in that game, right? It's just multiplayer.
Yeah, they actually integrated the
kind of
story
okay
with
with
the.
that.
Yeah, like
they actually. Oh, go ahead.
Well, they actually got AI bots in the game, and also from pictures and the books and stuff, looks like there's really big, tall monsters and shit that will engage you in battle and stuff on different maps.
Yeah, they said they integrated the single player with the multiplayer, but they've been real hush hush on how that's going to work. So
Yeah.
there actually is a story. There's actually a story that is going to open up to itself over time, but they've been real coy on how
Yeah.
that's actually going to work. My guess is that every time we hit a certain type of like prestige or whatever they're going to call it,
Yeah.
I think we'll get more information or like a cut scene on a personal level that'll kind of flesh out the story. Because think of
Yeah.
it, a game like Left 4 Dead doesn't have a single player story. I mean, it has a single player, but it's pretty much the multiplayer game. But you can't say there isn't a story. You just had to look around for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I see
understand.
kind of a cross between like WoW type like story progression through leveling, and there was another point in there I was going to make, but it vanished in the wind.
It floated away.
But yeah, I was trying to think of ways in which that would work, and yeah, basically leveling and story progression makes the most sense. Oh, and
Yeah.
persistent world, kind of like Chrome Hounds used to be. Like you've always got like one war going on, and you fight on individual maps. I know there are other games that do things like that these days. Probably Arma 2 being one of them. Not necessarily like that, but enormous maps with individual fights going on in different spots.
Yeah, and one last thing, at least this is what I think is going to happen. That some people are like, "Oh, Titanfall is a Xbox and PC game," which, if you really think of it, still means Xbox is on a Windows-based uh, system because there's not going to be a Mac version of it. But
Yeah.
EA owns the rights; they're the publisher of this, and of course, Respawn is the creators of this. They only sold the rights to Microsoft, to be very honest, because they got a bunch of money from Microsoft. Because really, Xbox is the quote unquote Call of Duty machine,
Yeah.
and
Respawn team. That's they made. Which Call of Duty was the Respawn? I know-
Modern Warfare
They
2.
were the
Yeah.
yeah.
That, but that one was
Well, they were the
shitty.
originals.
Yeah. Modern
that's
Warfare 2
because
had so
the
many
team was
bugs.
falling apart.
Yeah, I remember
Respawn
that. It
was
was
the
falling
guys
apart right
who
there.
made COD 1 and 2.
Yeah, they're the original guys. So I bet you anything, if the sales of PlayStation 4, and which just actually they just finally released it in Japan just like 2 days ago, but if the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox sales still go on this current rate, where it looks like 1 million to 2 million more Sonys are getting sold on relation to the Xbox, EA is greedy, and when Titanfall 2 rolls around, I'll be highly surprised if Microsoft could offer anything that can make up for the sales of releasing Titanfall 2 or releasing Titanfall a year
What's
from now
that?
on the PlayStation.
What's that other game that's Xbox only made by the Halo people? Destiny or something? You know what I'm talking about?
Well, it's the Destiny is made by former Bungie.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Bungie's
but that's
so-
what say the Halo people. I know it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the same.
yeah.
But ain't that
Activision's
ain't that
Bungie.
Xbox only as well?
No, that's multi-console.
I thought it was Xbox and PC only. Oh, I don't know. Whatever. Okay. There's another one though. I hope that one does good too, just because you had them people and they know how to make some multiplayer games and everything.
Yeah, I just think it's funny that the guys who make Call of Duty, the guys who make Halo, undoubtedly the two biggest, multiplayer franchises in console history, both of them basically just said, "We're done, quit," and then made something
Yeah,
completely
and
new.
restarted. Just so they could go do something different.
Exactly. They're just like
COD and Halo were getting stale, especially COD. Oh, okay, so COD announced that they're going to go on a 3-year plan now with 3 different development teams. So right there, you just got 3 more Call of Duties announced for the next 3 years. Oh God.
Ghost of Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and who else do we know?
Sledgehammer? Yeah.
Sledgehammer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like the reason they made Ghost was for something for Infinity Ward. So I'm guessing that Ghost is going to be Infinity Ward's baby. That means Sledgehammer took over Modern Warfare, and of course Black Ops is owned by Treyarch. So I think those are going to be the trifecta that's going to be going forward from now on. And
It's just such they already announced pretty much there's going to be 3 more years of non-stop Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But it does give each developmental team like an extra year to make their certain Call of Duty. That's why they're doing this, so they can be more creative and come up with more ideas. But it's just fucked up. This is like we're on like the 9th or 10th Call of Duty, some shit like that. If you actually caught off like
And
Call
all
of
the
Duty Big
supplemental
Red,
releases.
yeah,
Big
exactly.
Red
Yeah.
1 and all those.
Yeah.
yeah, but you know what? In the business sense, why should they stop? The worst
Oh, no,
selling
no,
Call
no.
of Duty,
Oh no,
worst
it's
selling Call of
great
Duty
for
is probably
Activision.
It's
I'm
great
not
for
saying
Activision. There's no reason that they should.
I'm just
stop.
saying I'm tired of Call of Duty every year. That's all I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, oh yeah. I'm tired. I'm tired of it every year as well. I think even the ones who are hardcore Call of Duty players are kind of tired of it every year. Every year, but
Yeah, like all these other people we know who does YouTube and stuff, like they're still doing nothing but Call of Duty montage and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
yeah, but then
your
they'll
hardcore
go on
Call
by
of
next
Duty
year.
players are the ones who bitch about it the most.
Yeah, they'll bitch about it most, but they'll buy it every single year. And Activision is like one of those things of, hey, we could do whatever we want because these guys are going to buy it every single year. So who cares?
Yeah, it's like we'll tweak just
The
this,
only thing that
tweak this, and
stopped
it's
Ghost
good.
from breaking all the records are it being on
Multi-console.
2 damn mini consoles
Well,
and
like
Grand
5
Theft Auto
consoles.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ghost on PC sucks. It's fucking dead. Don't buy it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, get it on a console. It doesn't
Me and
matter
him-
which.
Me and
Get
him
it
will
on the
party up
console.
at night, and we'll try to get in a match, and no match is found. No match is found. No match is found. Unless we
Generally,
go
you
team.
can only ever find a match in Team Deathmatch, Domination if you're lucky, and Free for All.
If you're lucky. You can find one in Team Deathmatch all the time, but I hate Team Deathmatch just because the spawns are so fucking horrible. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. How long are we into this? You should be able to look real
Hang
quick
on,
and see.
I'm in my browser.
Rah.
25 minutes.
Okay, well, no, not bad. Whatever. All right, some other stuff. Kojima. I don't think I said this one right. Kojima is explains why Metal Gear Solid story is so complicated. Okay, so basically, okay, he says having a complex story was not my intention at all. Kojima said it's nothing I ever shoot for or try to do. Ideally, what I want to do, for example, is make a story that seems very simple, very easy to understand on the surface, and once you zoom in, there's a lot of details and a lot of things that you can see. But overall, ideally, I try to stay within a story that once zooms you out, the main story is rather simple. So basically, he did not have when he started this, he didn't have all this shit in mind. He didn't know it was going to get this big, and he didn't have the story worked out. That's why it's kind of complicated as hell.
Yeah.
Well, same thing
Well, I
happened
mean,
with
the
Zelda.
same thing happened
Yeah.
with Zelda. Exactly. And
Yeah.
they're lucky because like Nintendo could
we got
eventually
3
release enough
timelines now.
games where they could mumble out an explanation through Hyrule Historia.
Yeah, they finally
So,
made a
Yeah,
timeline.
Game Trailers like did the video of like the entire timeline and explained it all for anybody who didn't run out and buy Hyrule Historia, which is the awesome art book that they came out with like at the end of 2012 or sometime in 2013. Really
Yeah.
cool book for Zelda fans. But yeah, now there's an official timeline, so
Yeah,
everybody
and
can
you know that was
relax
and that was
breathe
cobbled
easy.
together, and that was such a cobbled together. Like when I saw the timeline, I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah.
they really did not plan this. Oh,
Nope.
this is a,
Nope.
you know, I was
They
more
were
I was
intended
excited
to be
I was
single
excited for them that they
experiences.
actually were able to connect it somehow.
It's like this link is
Like I
this
said,
is
they
from sort of
mumbled
Link's
out an
dead.
explanation. Link's dead.
All right, so the PS4 will remain hard to find until April, says Sony. I don't know. I haven't been trying to find one, so I don't know, man. They're actually having
Give me
shortages, I'm
some
guessing.
killer apps, and then I might consider it. I've already bought a PS4 controller, and it works
Oh,
like
eventually,
a boss
bro.
on a PC
Wait
and an
till, like-
iPhone. This thing works on an iPhone. Can you imagine that?
That's messed up. You're playing iPhone games with your PS4. Science.
Yeah,
Play
Yep.
San Andreas on the damn thing.
But you know what? I think Sony will do something like that. I mean, if Sony was smart and with these little games, especially because if you think remember the PSP, they had the micro games, which were pretty much almost like iPhone-ish type
Yeah.
of games, mobile type of games, and now they got that little touchpad on the PlayStation 4 controller. Heck, why not just throw a couple popular, iPhone games on the PlayStation 4 console and make some extra money?
All about the money, man. Yeah.
All comes out of the money, and you could just easily make an app call it PlayStation Micro. Get your favorite mobile games on the home console, and voila.
When the PSP
Well,
came out, it sucked.
Yeah,
So what
They
about
never
them
did
UMD movies?
establish its own identity, and then they tried to scratch that with the PSP Go, the UMDs.
oh
That
that go was
That was
horrible.
dumb. That was a dumb
But-
idea.
Honestly, I mean, say what you will about the PSP, but once you hack the damn thing, jailbreak it, it is awesome. It's
course,
an
you're talking
awesome
about the
little
original
handheld emulation box. Yeah,
Because
no,
what-
the
we don't know
Vita,
how to-
there's
yeah.
nothing worth playing on the Vita.
Wow, like I said, I don't really know about that. I haven't really kept up with it or whatever.
Well, I wouldn't
If
say
there
nothing
were,
worth playing.
you'd know
Unfortunately,
about it.
unfortunately, the only thing worth playing on the Vita right now is the new game made by the Little Big Planet guys, Unwrapped or something like that.
I don't know.
It's actually really good. It's like a platformer game, and then
I
a
always wanted to play Little Big Planet, but of course, never had a PS3.
and then there's a remake of a PlayStation 2 RPG game called Persona 4, and they made Persona 4 Golden, which added like another
Yeah.
30 hours of story, and that was another really well made port, which kind of made me mad because I'm like, why don't you just port that to the console? Because I don't want to buy a Vita just to play that one game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like-
and Persona is one of those series that just sells like hotcakes regardless of what platform it's on. So
So what's up with
Exactly.
that shit? Like PlayStation 4 is not backwards compatible, but they're doing PlayStation Now where you can download PlayStation 3 games. What the hell's up with that? All about the money.
Yeah, it's all about what I've seen from
I'm
it so
wondering
far.
exactly how they do that. Is that in an emulation wrapper? Is that streaming?
I don't even. It should be backward. I can understand why the Xbox One is backwards compatible because they switched over to a Blu-ray from regular shit or whatever. But the PS4 that's
Blu-ray
messed up.
drive
That-
can still spin DVDs.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an emulation wrapped type of thing, but it is streamed. The the software that they're using, I forgot the name of it, the streaming software that they're using. I actually used it before. The website screwattack.com actually had that same technology, that same company before they were bought by Sony on their website, and I played Witcher 2, a demo, via right through the browser, and it was The Witcher 2.
Oh, bro, I got that on PC.
Yeah, and guess what? It played pretty much perfectly.
Bro.
And I was impressed. I mean, you couldn't really mess around with the settings because PC game you want to raise graphics or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not the benefit of it. The benefit is that if you had a computer that wasn't that great, but you wanted to play The Witcher 2 and you want to play it on your PC,
you could basically run anything on a potato with a good enough network connection and streaming client.
Exactly. And I think that's what Sony's thought is that they didn't want to be wrapped up because let's be honest, the PlayStation 3 hardware-wise, even the executives in Sony, if you listen to a lot of the mumbles over time, that was kind of a hot mess. That cell processor thing that they had for the PlayStation 3 messed so many things up that they got wrapped up in
code for.
Way too hardcore, and contract-wise with all these companies that if they wanted to do straight-up backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 4, they would have to give so many royalty fees up to wazoo that financially is just not worth it. So why not buy this company that could do this cool thing, make it a subscription or per rental, and if you have the minimal download speed, you could play these games. And it's a win-win.
Oh, I still think it's cool. Yeah, I think it's a cool idea, but still, it's still all about the money.
As
I guess
a video gamer since always.
Yeah, exactly.
A game collector, though, I hate the idea of streaming your games.
Yes.
Now I understand.
I still hate that.
Like, I'm not so bad on it. Like when it's like you're leveraging your own computer and like have your Steam game running, and it's like being streamed to your Nvidia Shield or something. But to actually like rent a game, well, actually maybe for rentals it's not that bad. But if you expect me to purchase a game for $65, you better give me the damn files at least.
Yeah, and the legal precedent for that is going to change over time. It's becoming too prevalent, and it's going to come from the video game industry because if it would have came a long time ago, it would have came through iTunes, a lawsuit about who owns the digital rights of downloaded music and who owns it a long time ago. I mean, that's why Napster went out of business, because Napster had that rental type of thing that you could download the music. Spotify has something similar, but Spotify at least allows you to stream music and make playlists on your desktop. And now they have the radio. This is going to open up a whole new bag of worms, because it's not going to be now that people are going to be upset or people are going to be mad at Steam even. It's going to be the day that everything gets shut down. That's when people get mad. The day Steam will come to an end one day.
I've thought about this so much.
The day Steam goes, hey, we're done. And they even said they have a switch. I mean, Gabe Newell's on record saying they have the ability.
Self-destruct switch, basically.
A self-destruct strip for the DRM.
Yeah,
so
basically.
Basically, it just kind of lets you all your games free.
Yeah. But that's cool if they could do that. Fucking see, I love my Steam library, but I do hate the fact that like I have 150 games and all of them are fucking digital. But at the same time, I bought most of them games for 50 to 75% off as well.
Between the ease of use on PC,
I've only paid full price for 3 games I think on Steam.
He's a PC neophyte when it comes to gaming, especially. He doesn't remember the days of stacks of floppies or CDs.
Well, no, I was console
through the drive.
I was playing GoldenEye and stuff. No mercy.
It's so much easier now on PC.
Oh yeah. I'd still rather physical copies because all these games, like because like you say, it can end. Steam can end, and then like what happens? Like all of our games are gone or whatever or anything because they're on Steam. They're not DRM free or whatever, like you said. But if he actually has a Switch where he can do that, we're get all your games that we're shutting down Steam, that would be cool.
Yeah, but here's the thing:
been like 10 years since Newell said that.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what's going to happen? But I think it's going to be
it's making so much money. Steam is fucking popular as hell. Like it's not going away anytime soon. But yeah, like I said, everything comes to
the
an end.
iTunes of gaming, basically.
Everything comes to an end eventually, though.
Steam is PC gaming. I mean,
oh yeah, if you're a PC gamer, you have fucking Steam. I love PC. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
and I think that's a cool thing, but also a very dangerous thing. So when everyone got really excited for the Steam box, I was excited for the Steam box, but a couple things came up. Was like
my
one,
computer's
who,
hooked up to my main TV. I don't need a Steam box. I got one right here. It's called my PC.
yeah, but that's
Yeah.
one thing. Is like who's this marketed to?
Exactly.
But also the second thing is that means you're putting all your chips into one basket. That's why people hate Origin, and I'm not a big fan of
I hate
Origin.
Origin too. That's why I don't
But
like
but we but we
Titanfall.
but we need Origin because
You
we
We
play.
need a legitimate competitor to Steam.
we need we need a legitimate competitor to Steam because you have good old
Competition's
games.
always good.
Yeah, we need competition's always good
I
because
love GOG. I buy games on GOG because they're DRM free and they have a selection of games that Steam does not.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're often patched up to run on my shiny new hardware.
Real
Yep.
quick, if you're a
but
PC
they're
gamer, if you're a PC
nowhere
gamer and you don't
competitive
know,
in
hold up,
terms
hold up.
of if you're a PC gamer. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, go ahead, go ahead.
They just don't have the catalog to match Steam or even Origin, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we need a second voice out there. I mean, Steam, I love Steam. I'm a big fan of Steam, but it's just one of those that I get nervous when one company takes all of it. And the beauty of PC gaming wasn't just the fact of that you could get upgrade your machine and you quote unquote have the games forever because there's always a way to play them no matter how old the game is. It's the fact that you had freedom. That you had freedom to do with the games as you pleased, and with everything being under the Steam bubble, you pretty much turned your PC into basically a console.
That's DRM
Sad, but
protected.
true.
Yeah, I mean that's what Steam is. And as much as PC gamers want to say, "Oh, we're nothing like a console. We're nothing like a console," bust out Steam. Look at what Steam is offering you. Negate the sales, negate any of that stuff, but basically is the reason why people buy more games on console because it's easy to get access to the games. It's easy menu to navigate. All their friends are all in one area. It's easy for everyone to get what they need all in one place. That was the death knell for PC gaming for so many years. That was so hard, and now Steam has made it available for everyone to get on. Basically, why Steam made the Steam box is because heck, they made a PC gaming into their own version of a console anyway. Might as well make a box for the people who don't have a clue how to build their own computer.
Yeah, but that's not them people are already. Them people are console fanboys. They're not. What's the market? Who's the market for?
Yeah,
The
and
market's not for us. The market's not for the people who don't want a PC who already own it. And the people like usually if you're going to build a PC, you might as well build one. Like I don't know.
And that's my biggest
I think
argument.
it's mostly for your Linus Sebastians out there who have everything and want more.
Yeah, exactly. And that's my thing. That's my worry about the Steam box is that it seems cool, but I think ultimately it's going to be hindered. What I think Steam box is really trying to do, and I think this is the long-term plan. It is very well known that Gabe Newell hates anything Microsoft right about now.
Yeah.
He makes no bones about it. And if everything is going tablet, really look at it. The average person who doesn't give one crap about gaming for the most part, other than mobile gaming, they're all going to tablet. And tablet are their own closed ecosystems. Windows is pretty much an open ecosystem. And if Windows 8 flops and then more people go to tablet, Gabe looks at it and go, well, then it's going to come to a point where the majority of people who are using desktop or full versions of Windows are going to be gamers, or at least gaming enough that they're not writing their homework on a tablet anymore.
Yeah.
So why not we just do, because people forget Steam is not making that hardware. All the hardware is made by third parties.
Yeah.
Steam just
They
makes
got
the
a-
software.
Yeah, it's also
They got
contracted.
a bunch of different versions. Like you can buy a $500 one, or you can buy a $2,000 one. Like what the hell?
Yeah, and so and it's already known that you could buy software right now for Steam. You could buy like actual real software, and they're going to be integrating music, and they already have movies on there that
Yeah.
you could download. Basically, Steam
Yes.
is turning into Windows.
There is a Steam Music beta thing going on right now, so yeah, we will have Steam Music eventually. Like
Exactly.
that is coming. That's official. Like
As
it's a
with
beta right
Steam
now.
itself, if Steam OS
Excuse
matures
me.
to the point where it offers legitimate competitive advantage to using a Windows PC, then people will move to it.
Yeah, exactly. They'll move to it, and then the people who all they do is check for email or do business, they're going to be moving to tablets because they're already doing that. They're moving on to tablet based, which is one of the reasons why Windows 8 exists. That's why that stupid,
It
tile
really
system
is.
exists.
And hopefully Microsoft has taken note, and given their track record with projects like the Xbox One, it wouldn't surprise me that they hadn't. But if they haven't noticed, I'm here to tell them, developers don't give a shit about the Windows 8 store.
Nope.
No one codes for it, except, like, you've got a few, like, say, Zen Studios with the Pinball FX series. There's a Windows 8 version of that just because they have an arrangement to make or to publish their games on the Xbox and the Xbox One, or the 360 and the Xbox One. So it was an easy sell to get the Pinball FX games on Windows 8. I mean, it's all the same architecture anyhow.
Yeah. Exactly. So
and beyond that, there aren't that many.
Yeah, right now when it comes to not even gaming in general, but just PC stuff in general, we're seeing a transition into the tablet arena. The one thing when everyone laughed about the iPad, the name of the iPad, sounds like a tampon. I looked at it and went, oh, okay, this is pretty much where the mom and dad who all they do is check their email and search on Google are going to use, because why buy a $1,000 desktop or a $700 laptop when you could buy a $300 Android tablet and do pretty much all you need to do on it?
And the applications are cheaper. It does exactly what you need it to do.
Exactly. And you can't say you can't do word processing stuff on it. There's Word, and there's tons of versions that you could do word processing stuff and Excel stuff, and heck, the whole Office suite. There's tablet versions of it out there. So,
great music that came out of nothing but iOS products.
Yeah, so Steam is looking at that and says, this is our opportunity to take a major segment of the hardcore PC community and make it our own. And that's what the Steam OS is. It's not about the market. They say, oh, who's the market? The market is not the people who want to have a Steam experience as a console, because PC people are doing that already. Like you said, you have your PC hooked up to your TV.
Yeah.
It's literally saying, hey, we're just going to replace your Windows because screw Microsoft.
Well, pretty much, yeah.
If I can install drivers on the thing without having to recompile the kernel a la every version of Linux ever, then yeah, I'll use it. I'll put it on another computer. I'll have a Windows box and a SteamOS box until SteamOS does everything, including all, like, creative software and everything else that I like to run.
And I got a second computer over there.
Run a Shoutcast stream from it or something.
Yeah, and Steam's sitting there like, Steam with this basically stated, not openly, but basically stated, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. Steam is going to be around for years and years and years to come. Oh, yeah. And I think Gabe is like, because Gabe is like, oh well, we'll be the next alternative to Windows.
There's 4 million people right now on Steam. 4 million right now.
Yeah, and it's growing. It's just growing.
Oh yeah. All right, we're running out of time. Not really running out of time, but we're getting late to this. But there's two other stories I want to touch upon real quick before we end this. First off, BioShock, the creators, I can't say that name now. I said it earlier. Y'all know how I am, people. Irrational Games is shutting down. Irrational Games co-founder Kevin Lynn, whatever, confirms Levine, whatever. Ken L confirms that all but 15 people will lose their job. They're going to start up a small, more entrepreneurial endeavor with Take-Two. So Take-Two is still going to have the license for BioShock, but the official team that made it is shutting down. Like, what does that mean?
That's just another one of these Infinity Wards, or what was the other studio we mentioned earlier?
Yeah,
Bungie. Yeah, that have just had to take a step back and say, okay, it's your IP, it's a cash cow. Keep doing what you're doing, but we're tired.
Yeah, we're gonna
we want to do something else.
Yeah, I think Kevin Levine is he's more of a writer type of guy, and he's actually writing screenplays like for TVs and movies right now. And he was doing it around the same time BioShock Infinite was going on. And I was listening to the Giant Bombcast, and Jeff Gerstmann from the Giant Bombcast straight out said that last time he talked to Kevin Levine when he was doing an interview before Infinite released, he looked tired. That he loves gaming, he loves working in the gaming industry, but he seems like a guy that he's a indie-minded type of creator, more artistic type of creator that has been working in a corporate type of go structure for so long that he's burnt out, and he rather go to smaller games that are more story driven, and then also write screenplays for TV at the same time than work on another big budget title again.
Yeah, let me feel you on that. Like, I don't know. I definitely a fan of Bioshock, but yeah, I can feel you on how they want to go do different things and everything. There's still gonna be more Bioshocks, obviously, because Take Two still had the IP. It's still like cash cows and
what
cash
they
cow,
did
make
with
that money.
Bioshock,
I was playing
way
Infinite
they
earlier
just
today.
took heavy amounts of lore and storytelling and fit it into the basic same mold as, say, Half-Life and games where the camera never leaves the character. They basically have run the course where that can go in terms of gameplay.
Yeah,
And the first one was awesome, like the way they did it and everything. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, if you think of it, he made 3 Shock games. He made System Shock back into PC.
Yeah.
He made Bioshock. He had nothing to do with Bioshock 2. And then he made, Infinite. And I think he's just tired. He doesn't want to do this anymore. And you have to remember that Infinite was pretty much the coming out party of this Shock series, because Bioshock 1 did well, but it was also around the same time where Halo was dominating the conversation. And System Shock was a fairly popular game on PC, but not like anything, nothing breakthrough. So
like people like me, I never knew about it until nowadays when I'm doing all the internet stuff, because I wasn't a PC gamer back then.
Shock 2 back in the day, but yeah, that was back in the gap.
So like when I first heard about System Shock is when Bioshock came out, because he was telling me about it basically, because I wasn't a PC gamer back then.
Yeah, so I just think that Kevin Levine is just a guy that he has stories to tell, and he wants to tell it at his own pace. And the indie market right now is way more flourishing than it's ever been.
Hot.
Yeah, you make these little indie games, and they blow up like the Flappy Bird dude. We don't need to talk about that, but yeah.
But you've got alternate experiences like McPixel and what's that?
That was a cool
one,
game. I bought that for like
Jazzpunk
86.
And,
Yeah.
I got that too.
Bastion and a bunch
I
of
got
these
that
games
too.
are just so cool and tell stories in such
I
different.
love the way
unique
Bastion
ways.
did it, like how you're walking along and the narrator's talking the whole time you're playing the game. Like that's cool. I like it. I still haven't beat it yet, but yeah.
Yeah, and one thing, because some people got mad at Levine, like, oh, you're firing all these people. Well, he actually made a job fair after the fact to kind of sell his people that were left over that he didn't pick up.
Some other team are going to pick them up. Like these are people who know how to make games. Like
they make games under a high pressure environment. I think
if they still want to keep making games, that's just
they make games. I think one of the biggest people around was Blizzard. Blizzard picked up a bunch of them who are at least and I think Activision picked up a bunch of them. And you have to think like these are people who make
for us.
make Call of Duty or Borderlands, or what are you going to do with World of Warcraft, or these are people who know how to make worlds. Might as well take advantage of them.
Yeah. Definitely, I love Borderlands. Huh? Good ass game. All right, last little thing I want to touch upon: Doom 4 is coming, but they basically just get called it Doom. Anyway, they got the new Wolfenstein has been announced. The Wolfenstein: The New World Order. And if you pre-order the new Wolfenstein, you will get a beta for Doom 4 or Doom if they're rebooting the name, but whatever. So yeah, that is officially coming now. I was definitely a Doom fan. Doom 3, I haven't really played much of it, but from what I heard, it wasn't
Doom
the best.
3 not. It's its own thing.
Yeah, it's Doom, but it's
Serious
Doom.
Sam is closer to Doom than Doom 3 is.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
So yeah, anyone who pre-orders a copy of Wolfenstein will gain access to the Doom beta, but we don't know what the beta might be. Like, is it actually going to be like a multiplayer beta or something, or is like everybody
I know these days are long past, but part of me really wants to see like this new Wolfenstein spawn a new like enemy territory or something of that caliber.
Oh yeah,
because
the last
for one thing,
Wolfenstein was cool, but it still felt like just a regular shooter, like all the other ones. The last Wolfenstein, like you started off with regular guns, and you got like some alien weapons, like shit that whatever. But yes, it kind of felt like
the Rift powers or whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, other than it being like shooting Nazis, it kind of
There's plenty of
It
games
could
that
have
shoot
been called
Nazis.
anything, and it still wouldn't have really had anything to do with Wolfenstein. Didn't really feel Wolfenstein-y on account of all the weird paranormal like superpowers and shit.
It's like I'm supposed to
Kinda
kill
felt like a
Robot
different
Hitler. Where's he
thing.
at?
Yeah, where's Robo Hitler? I think this new Wolfenstein is a good balance because they don't want to retread on old grounds, but at the same time they want to have that Wolfenstein feel. So now it's like, hey, we're in the future in this alternate universe. The Nazis have won, and B.J. Blazkowicz has been revived. He was in cryostasis, and he's the only one who could stop. And I thought that was funny because it tells me that they're having fun with this. And usually when developers who take this IP like this are having fun with the game and know how ridiculous the overall content really is, you end up with a better game.
I love when
And this
developers
is the
actually have fun
province
with
of-
games.
Yeah.
Like,
This is the province of video games. This is the reason they exist, to be ridiculous. Because, let's face it, even the ones that take themselves very seriously are ridiculous. Look at GTA 4.
Yeah, exactly.
So Wolfenstein is going to be out on May 20th for Xbox, Xbox One, PS3, PS4, and PC. So yeah, pre-order that shit to get the new Doom beta, which of course I'm not going to pre-order it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm
I'm
wait.
curious
to see
about
what
both
it
these
is.
games, but this isn't going to be one of the $65 purchases for me. Sorry.
Now, whenever they officially announce Fallout 4, yes, I can't wait for that.
Oh God, yes.
It hasn't been announced, but you know they're working on it.
It's so funny because it's like it hasn't
There's
been
so
announced. It
many
hasn't been
teasers
announced.
like every week.
It's like
Fallout
like,
may or may not be coming.
There was actually a post where he said, "Don't expect Fallout 4 anytime soon." Like the dude said that. I forget which dude it was, but one of them people.
yeah, I'm actually expecting. I'm actually expecting Fallout 4 probably sometime next year.
Yeah.
But I think at E3 it's going to get announced. Like there'll be a trailer like Fallout is back,
Yeah.
and then it's going to be like Christmas 2015 or something.
It's like, of course, the developer's going to say, "Yeah, it's not going to. Don't expect it to come anytime soon," because he just say that just to fucking put
Yeah.
people off on it. Yeah, I can see that too. Like next year, holiday season when it actually comes out.
This is
like,
one of
that's
those
good.
games I'm willing to
Yes,
wait
dude,
for. It's
it's
like
been
the
what?
only game I'm actually really looking forward to.
Yeah, I
like
love Fallout.
salivating at the thought.
Well, Fallout 3 is one of my favorite games. This is my favorite game on 360. It's one of my favorite games of all time, whatever. But it's been what 6 years since Fallout 3, and it was a different
well,
developer who
it's
took on
5.5
New Vegas. Yeah, it's right at 6, but
it
yeah,
was
6
Obsidian
years. So
that handled New Vegas
it's definitely time
with
for
varying
another one.
degrees of success.
I still enjoyed it after some of them patches and bugs and stuff.
I just wanted
Hey.
I restarted New Vegas like 12 times just to see if I could get that bug with the doctor's head spinning in a circle. I tried so hard
I
to
never
get
got
that
that.
bug.
I definitely got some weird ones happening. Like walk over here and just find there's nothing. Like all texture and everything's gone. Like just like they
Yeah,
didn't
like
feel
walk
like that
down
spot.
a hallway and you fall through the floor and teleport to the end of the hallway. Like
They
what
definitely had a
in the
bunch of
fuck?
glitches, but I still
You just
enjoyed it.
fell
But
into a
definitely
nothing hole.
Fallout 3 was
Yeah.
definitely better. I just considered New Vegas basically an expansion because that's what it was. It wasn't like it's just a little expansion. So of course
I've been trying to mod out and play some Fallout 3 lately because it is easily one of my favorite games ever. But
Hey,
the
that's
thing
what you mod
about
right?
it, yeah, first off, I'm trying to mod it, but I'm failing miserably because it's such an unstable fucker. And but the thing that's really just so shocking to me, like with like all the modifications I've been trying to put in place, like your ENBs and high texture packs, and like fiddling with the colors to make it more saturated and less like nasty, muddy looking, really unstable. But
Yeah.
the setting in that game was just so much cooler than
I
the
love
Mojave Desert.
post-apocalyptic wasteland.
I love post-apocalyptic wastelands, but the Mojave Desert, let's face it, it's already a damned wasteland.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree that
But
Fallout 3 was better. That's
traipsing
why I just
around
considered.
in a flattened DC, nothing's topped it yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just say that's why I say because it's just a little expansion. That's all I consider it. It's just an expansion to the game.
And I forgot where they mentioned where the possible sequel Fallout 4. I think they're saying Boston, which would probably be pretty cool
Boston
too.
is the rumor that I've heard
Yeah,
tossed
Boston.
around most.
But I wanted it in Louisiana.
Yeah, Louisiana would be
course.
pretty cool. If it is Boston, I
Fallout
think it's
New
going to be.
Orleans.
Yeah, if it's Boston, I expect less wasteland and more like dilapidated city, which would be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
But regardless of whatever it is, I'm buying it. I'm pre-ordering it. They need to go ahead and announce it so I can spend some money on it. Definitely
Hey,
can't
I've
wait.
only ever pre-ordered one game on Steam. That was New Vegas. So yeah,
Yeah.
this will be number 2.
The 3 games that I paid full price for, I pre-ordered. That was fucking. It was Saints Row 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, which, and
Lol.
I recently went ahead and purchased South Park: The Stick of Truth. Of course, it's not out yet, but I went ahead and pre-ordered it.
That should be funny.
Yes, I'm a fan of South Park. I've been watching it since it came out, and I'm a fan of RPGs. Even though everybody says the South Park game was horrible on 64, I played the hell out of it.
I
Bro, if you
love me
actually
some
look at
Chef
it,
Love Shack.
if you actually look at what they shown you, like if I'm sitting here playing it and somebody was to come in here, they would think it was just a episode they missed because it looks just like the show, man. Like when all the stuff's going on.
Yeah, I so far like when they first announced the game, and I caught it when they first announced the classes, and it was like fighter, mage, thief, and Jew.
Jew,
I
yeah.
was like, oh god, they got me.
I don't know if I want to be a Jew or not, man. But
Yeah,
with pre-ordered, I got a couple bonuses too. But the thing is, the bonuses are more actually like armor suits and stuff, not classes, but they're different suits. I definitely have high hopes for it. I hope it does well because I've done paid 60 bones for it.
yeah, I hope it does well as well.
I hope there ain't no content ID claims on it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's gonna be a really hard game to play, like the stream, because who knows? Because that's pretty much you're playing the show. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what's going to be. That's what it sound like. But yeah, I told my
If
friend,
anything, it's gonna be the music, and I can like when they play the theme song. Wolf, I was about to say I was about to sing the Cat Dog song. Hold up, what the hell? Yeah, it was a wolf in it.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the Mind of Terrible Pain, everyone.
yeah,
That should be the name of the show, The Mind of Terrible Pain. Nah. But yeah, I have high hopes for it. I hope it's good, man. And I'm definitely gonna. I want to let's play it. I want to let's play it on the channel, but you know how YouTube is, so we'll see how it works out.
yeah, I would wait like a week just to see like
Oh, yeah.
the fallout, because the big channels are going to do it first, and then all the channels, and then it's going to be like someone complaining like they were all getting flagged.
I'll go ahead and like do it, but I'll make sure I'll mute any music and stuff. Like yeah, like Devil May Cry, like no music playing in the background. That's usually what gets you is the music, because they can't necessarily know. Because when you're walking around in a game, they can't copyright that scene. Because usually what YouTube does is it matches it up. It matches this audio with this audio. You can't match this picture with this picture because I walked right there when you walked left. So
Yeah,
usually it's audio that does it. And even before all that stuff started to happen a few months back, I was already taking off copyrighted audio. I never did that. I always took all the stuff off.
it's funny with the whole copyright stuff. Or at least for my channel, I only have gotten ever twice people like flag my channel as like, oh, you're using copyrighted music, and then I just deleted the videos and had a nice day. But I don't get it that often, and
Nah.
I don't know what magically thing I'm doing on my channel, but I'll just keep on doing it.
Oh yeah, same with me. Like when that first happened, I had like 2 or 3 of them pop up, and that was like the only ones I really ever got. And one of them was from THQ, which was dead, and the 2 other ones were from Full Screen Music, which I got that cleared real quick because we're allowed to use that music. We're
Exactly.
yeah. And so the ones that I got were all fake, so they got cleared, and I never got any more. So the ones that I got were just false fucking ones, flags or whatever. THQ, what the hell?
Yeah, at least we don't get it like poor Total Biscuit gets it, like with that Fun Creators nonsense. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. I
Oh.
watch. I'll subscribe to him.
Oh, that was a hot mess.
Yeah. All right, we need to go ahead and end this because it's definitely getting a little bit long. How long are we into this? What, like 40, 50 minutes?
58 minutes.
Let's go ahead and talk for 2 more minutes. Not really. That'll be the intro and outro. God damn. And this is probably just going to be like a straight up little podcast. Like, I'm going to put like pictures in the background because trying to do video and match video up and all different things,
That's going to be entirely
this
too
is
much work.
this is just an audio podcast. Like I'll throw the intro on it, because I made the intro already. I showed Hate it. It's like a couple little game scenes and little the image pops up
We're
or
gonna fiddle
whatever.
around
Cool.
some more with the logo, but it's cool.
Yeah, for right now it's gonna be the same.
Sounds
But yeah.
good.
All right, people. I hope y'all enjoyed this. It's the first episode of GameHead. We will come back maybe every week or maybe every other week, depends on how much gaming news happens during that week or whatever else we want to talk about. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and y'all go ahead and say bye, whatever. You want to promote your
Well.
channel, do all that stuff, you know what I'm saying?
You go first, Hate.
PonyvilleFM.com. I'm Witless Hate, and I'm up out this bitch.
And I'm Big Wink from Digital Boundaries, and thank you for being awesome.
And y'all know how I am, fuck it. But yeah, all right, people, I hope y'all enjoyed this shit, and as always, I'm out this bitch. Later.